Thanks for watching Numbskull News. Today, talking about Shazam. Shazam! Apparently everybody on the internets thinks that Shazam is this huge, gigantic mega hit. The word blockbuster has been used. Kind of strange. It's like this movie's being a little bit overhyped. This is not a critique on the movie Shazam. I haven't seen it. This is not a review. I'm not going to shit on the movie. For all I know, it's the best comic book movie that come out in 2019. Which leads me into Captain Marvel. You see, there's a lot of haters out there for Captain Marvel. They've done everything they could to shit all over Captain Marvel. You know, bunch of negative videos before the movie came out. You got a bunch of videos about the business side of Captain Marvel and how the money it's not really that successful. It's not really that successful. Well, it made $1 billion. I call that successful. Just in case you didn't hear it, $1 billion. Made $1 billion freaking dollars. Which, I'm sorry, that trounces the living hell out of Shazam. Captain Marvel's a blockbuster. It's not Shazam. Now you got to think, why are people doing that? Why kick down Captain Marvel and try to inflate Shazam? Well, the two characters have been intertwined, and you can go on YouTube and watch a ton of videos by people who really know this stuff, comic book nerds, and how those two characters intertwine. Shazam used to be Captain Marvel, but that's not the reason. The reason is people hate Brie Larson. They hate her views, and it's not just her views. She's an asshole, and she's perceived as an asshole how she delivers those views. And because of that, there's people online, people on YouTube that are going to do everything they can to make Captain Marvel seem like a big piece of crap, and it's overinflated. It's not really that successful, and then try to bolster Shazam. Well, if you want to make some comparisons, I got some numbers for you. Shazam, $100 million budget. Yet everyone's saying, oh, well, it's a modest budget. Just a modest $100 million. Opening weekend of Shazam, $53 million domestically. That's not, I mean, 53 million is a lot of movies that, a lot of people would love $53 million opening. But, didn't Captain Marvel have, like $150 million opening? I mean, foreign markets opened first week, $102 million. Not bad. $50 million in China. And for a comic book movie opening for $50 million in China, that sucks. Look at the numbers. Look at other comic book movies that open in China. All right, that's half of what Justice League got, and Justice League completely sucked. After the second week, Shazam only dropped about 50%, which isn't bad. All right, made another $25 million domestically, $260 million worldwide. That's where we stand right now right after week 2. 2 weeks of Shazam, $260 million. That ain't bad. That's not bad. $100 million budget. I mean, if this was Top Gun 2, Tom Cruise would go jump on another couch and it would be great. But, this is a comic book movie. Yeah, it's a comic book movie, and it should do better than that. But I understand. You may say you can't compare the two, right? Shazam, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's an MCU movie. It's leading into Avengers Endgame. It's got too many advantages. That's why it made $1 billion. Fine, let's compare it to something else. Let's compare it to, I don't know. Let's just pick something off the page. Deadpool, only a $58 million budget. Now there's a modest budget, $58 million, right? Opening weekend, $132 million opening weekend domestically. Overall, in Deadpool's entire run, it made $783 million off a $58 million budget. And it was rated R, and it was banned in China. It made $0 in China. Didn't have the advantages of Shazam being a family-friendly movie and a Chinese opening, but still destroyed Shazam. So what is Shazam really? Really, it's more like Ant-Man. You see, Ant-Man opened $57 million. See, worldwide, it made $519 million, in which Shazam still has a long way to go to get to $519 million. So let's just say, for argument's sake, it gets there. I know a lot of people would say, hey, well, Ant-Man was a hit. Well, not really. I mean, it had a $130 million budget, cost $30 million more. But it wasn't this, it wasn't this big monster hit. No one ever claimed Ant-Man to be a big monster hit. It made a little money, but that's all it was. There was more to come with Ant-Man, so they weren't worried about it. And look, Shazam's going to get a Shazam 2, and The Rock's going to be involved. So it's probably going to make more money than this one did. But let's stop kidding ourselves and calling Shazam a blockbuster. It clearly isn't. Captain Marvel, I get it. I mean, there's some dumbass right now that doesn't like Schindler's List. It's black and white, and they totally nerfed Liam Neeson. There's always some asshole out there, and that's fine. But I'm just going to tell it like it is, man. Shazam is going to make a little bit of money for Warner Brothers and DC, but it ain't no hit. Not again, if this was Beverly Hills Cop 5, they would enjoy, they would see that as a success. In the realm of superhero movies, that sucks. That's not that great. I guarantee you they were hoping somewhere in the neighborhood of Deadpool, but they're not going to get close to that. So this is Numbskull News saying, suck on that. Bye.